Let's talk about a technical interview. A technical interview typically follows the standard interview structure, but often focuses more on your technical skills. While your job application and resume reflect your experience, you need to be prepared to discuss your qualifications in depth during the interview process and relay how they correlate with the position you're interviewing for. This is achieved through preparation. There are some key resources you can utilize to prepare. First, review the job description thoroughly and think about what you've done in the past that relates to the job at hand. If the company is looking for an industrial maintenance technician to work on the electromechanical systems in their plant, then a Navy fire controlman, or as we like to call them, electromechanical weapons systems technicians, would want to think about the technical support they provide for the weapon system's electrical, mechanical, and software applications. 2. Review the company's website and familiarize yourself with who they are and what they do. Review their mission statement, go to their products page, and review other job descriptions to learn more about the structure of the company. 3. Check to see if they have videos online. Large organizations will often have YouTube channels with videos that show their equipment in action. Next up, you'll want to be prepared for the inevitable, "So John, thank you for coming in. Tell me a little bit about yourself." This question is a way to break the ice and make you feel more comfortable during the interview process. However, some people might find this difficult. If you're not someone who likes bragging about yourself, these kind of questions can be difficult to answer. But they're a really good way for the hiring manager to get insight into your personality. Come prepared with a few things to share and be sure to tie them to the skills and qualities that are most valuable in the position you're interviewing for. For example, I grew up in a small, no stoplight town in western Colorado. I joined the Navy after graduating high school because I come from a military family and I knew that I wanted to serve my country from a young age. I scored extremely high on the vocational aptitude test and had my pick of career fields. I chose to become an aviation mechanic because I love working with my hands, and my grandfather was a pilot and told me stories about the flight line. After completing boot camp, I received 18 months of intense hands-on technical training. After training, I reported to my first duty station in Jacksonville, Florida, where I further developed my mechanical skills working on engines and landing gear on P-3s, a 4-engine turboprop aircraft. Here I was awarded Maintainer of the Year for my knowledge of the plane's systems and ability to train junior maintainers. I've been active duty for 8 years now and am currently leading a team of 10 technicians in the power plant shop in an aviation squadron. I'm at the end of my enlistment and am looking for a lead technician role where I can utilize my mechanical maintenance experience and eventually grow into a technical leadership role. As the interview progresses, you will likely be asked common general technical questions. It's important to be able to demonstrate that you have the technical knowledge necessary to do the job and can provide specific examples. What's the difference between a hammer and a wrench? Interviewers sometimes ask what might seem like basic questions to screen out people who lack the foundational knowledge necessary to succeed in the job. We often have been working in the field so long that speaking to the basics is hard. Now is the time to review those basics. Be prepared to explain key concepts relevant to the work of a technician to demonstrate that you understand the work and what it involves. If you happen to get asked a question that you don't know the answer to, you're fine if you can explain to the interviewer how you would approach finding the answer. Remember the age-old adage, past performance equals future success. Again, be prepared to list the various types of systems you have worked on in the past. Provide specifics about the scope of each type of project and the role you specifically played. If there are types of systems relevant to this job that you have not worked on before, explain how your past experience and training has prepared you to learn new systems quickly and become proficient at maintaining them. Finally, some common questions you'll likely hear. Why did you become a technician? What type of formal training have you had? Can you describe the systems you've worked on and are most familiar with? Can you describe how you troubleshoot a system that has an unidentified fault? And finally, how do you protect yourself from accidents or injuries? Individually, you will need to think these questions through, but as you develop your answers, you'll be thinking about your overarching experience. Again, at the end of the day, there's no set formula for preparing for an interview, but if you use the recommendations that suit you and your goals, you'll shine in your interview.